What happens to employee provident fund investments on death of the investor? That's a topic for discussion today in the Market Secrets investment series. Before we get started with the today's session, I'd like to mention that we at Market Secrets had recently launched Algo Traders program ATP. If you are someone who is interested in learning end-to-end algo trading, then you can consider joining our ATP program. I'll leave the link to it in the description section of this video. And with that note, let's jump into today's session on what happens to EPF account when the investor dies. So let's start with understanding what are the documents needed to claim the EPF account. Okay, first one is death certificate of the EPF account holder. If you are a nominee or if you are a claimant, right, you need the death certificate of the EPF account holder. So that's the first item. Second one is the birth certificate or any proof of your date of birth to ensure that you are not a minor. Okay, so you need to provide a proof that you are above 18 years of age. So birth certificate or any other age proof certificate. Number three, your bank account details. Okay, either it's a passbook or cancelled check. So whoever is claiming the money, they need to give their bank account proof details and claimant's Aadhaar number. So if you are claiming the money, you need to give your Aadhaar number and photograph of the claimant. So photograph is also mandatory. And finally, Form 20, which needs to be filled to claim the EPF account balance. Okay, so these are the documents that are needed. Now, in case if there is a nomination in that EPF account, okay, if there is a nomination exists in that EPF account, then amount can be transferred directly to the nominee when they submit the documents that I have mentioned. Okay, and the nominees will be liable to the share of the legal heirs. So if there are multiple legal heirs, nominee should be liable to transfer the right amount to the right legal heirs. Okay, so they will be the one held responsible. Okay, and only family members can be nominee in an EPF account. Okay, this is very unique and very critical thing. When you take EPF account, only family members, immediate family members can be given as a nominee. Okay, in case there is no family, I mean if they don't have a family, only in that case they are allowed to nominate someone outside the family. But even in that case, if that person gets a family later, this nomination of outside family will become invalid. Okay, so in simple terms, if there is a proper nomination tagged to the EPF account on submitting Form 20 and the proofs that I have mentioned, the amount can be directly transferred to the nominee and they can in turn settle the legal hash share. Okay, so this is what happens in case nomination exists. In case if nomination doesn't exist for the EPF account, then the money can be transferred based on the will or succession certificate or court decree. So either of these three is mandatory to affect the EPF account balance transfer. Okay, so the amount will be transferred to the immediate family members or legal heirs, that is the claimants. Okay, once you submit the right documents, amount will be directly transferred to the immediate family members or the legal heirs. And if there are multiple legal heirs and if one of them is filing the claim, then that particular claimant is liable to the share of the remaining legal heirs. Okay, so whoever is claiming the money, they are liable to the share of the legal heirs. So they are in for the legal hook. Okay, they cannot just take the money and escape. So this is what happens to EPF account when the investor dies. And with that, I'm closing today's session. If you have any queries, let me know in the comment section. Also hit the like, share and subscribe buttons if you find this video useful.